welcome. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has ordered its standby force to restore constitutional order in Niger Republic against the military junta. The president of ECOWAS, Umaru Aliu, made the declaration while reading the resolution of ECOWAS on Niger Republic at the second ECOWAS extraordinary meeting in Abuja on Thursday.
Direct the Committee of the Chief of Defense Staff to activate the ECOWAS standby force with all its elements immediately. Order the deployment of the ECOWAS standby force to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Niger.
I firmly believe that with our collective resolve, we can navigate these obstacles and chart a path towards lasting peace.
I personally consider this as a terrorist act, and we cannot let this continue. We have to act. The position of Côte d'Ivoire, which has been endorsed by all of the head of states, and that we have been able to tell these putschists that their place is in the barracks.
All right, let's have some reactions to this. First is coming in from Senator Sheikh Husani, who says ECOWAS communique is contradictory, opting for dialogue and setting up a standby force. Our message to the leaders of West Africa is unambiguously clear. Do not drag us to war because of coup in Niger Republic. Ovie says ECOWAS doing the bidding of the West. Now we're going to have another USA versus Russia war in a neutral ground. This is going to spill over to the northern part of Nigeria, and it's really not the right way to go. Adewale says, I really pray we don't have a war in West Africa. We want growth and development, not war. Niger is already one of the poorest countries on earth. I want to understand why the ECOWAS is particular about Niger and not the others like Mali and Burkina Faso. Final reaction to this is coming from Hikon, who attached this picture, and he says, youth coppers right now as ECOWAS orders military action against Niger Republic. When Tinubu said he will recruit 50 million youth into the military, we thought he was joking. Hashtag ECOWAS Niger, and then Tinubu right there. Are you a 7th member? Because I was listening to an interview yesterday when one of the persons in military said that youth corps members are on reserve. So now they bench. Thank God we are past that stage. But away from that now, reactions are trailing posts by the former Director General of the Peter Obi presidential campaign, Doyin Okupe, where he's suggesting that the Senate reconsiders its decision on one of the 3 unconfirmed ministerial nominees, Nasir El-Rufai. He's advising that the Red Chamber confirms El-Rufai's nomination because he's an asset in the power sector. However, he should be made to sign an undertaking against El-Rufai religious comment. But this is what he tweeted. We have that before we go to reactions. Doyin tweeting on Twitter. Is it still tweeting? I'll be posting on X. It says the Nigerian Senate should reconsider their decision to drop former Governor El-Rufai from the ministerial list. I am not a fan of Malam El-Rufai, who I consider to be a radical of some sort and who have in recent past demonstrated same traits of religious extremism. Still, very few people will doubt El-Rufai's competence and immense capacity to perform. If it is true that he's been considered for the power ministry, I do not think we should cut our noses to spite our faces. The Senate may insist on an undertaking from him before his confirmation that while in office as minister, he will refrain from making any comments or remarks on religion. The power ministry is extremely important in our economy and our serious effort to combat poverty. In reaction, Isaac says, who will enforce such undertaking? Uncle Doyin, I doubt Malam El-Rufai can change his person. Maki says, people make una no vex, so I beg, where Doyin Okupe stand again? I am very confused. It's like the man is trying to worm his way into the government in power. Nigeria politicians should just disappoint us for once. For Femi, El-Rufai is still lobbying. If he has any shame in him, he needs to let go. It's clear they do not want him. Also reacting to this is Ibrahim, who says nothing inciting on the El-Rufai matter. Propagandists working things out. Nigeria will one day realize the genius in this man. And for Bethel, he says, will the bigotry automatically disappear from his personality after he signs an undertaking not to make religious comment? El-Rufai has neither acknowledged his wrongdoings nor apologized for it, but you think an undertaking is what will quell his bigotry? And he's laughing out loud. This video is as old as 7 years. That's the youngest that this video is. Just 13 seconds. But yesterday it came back on the internet while El-Rufai was still trending. In fact, he has been in the news for a while now. He's saying, according to someone who interpreted it to me that understands Hausa, sending a message to anyone who wants to fight him, and is making example with the late President Yaradua and then his immediate successor, President Goodluck Jonathan. 13 seconds, we take that video and then we'll come back for more stories. Okay, whatever that means. But on Wednesday on this show, we had a story on Onoshiorena local LCDA chairperson in Lagos State, Samiat Bada, whose Ashoibi for her 50th birthday coming up in December is being sold for 650,000 naira. Today, we come to the reverse region to say that the governor of Kebbi State, Nasir Idris, has approved 675 million naira furniture allowance to the 21 elected local council chairpersons. And according to the permanent secretary of the Ministry for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, that's Muhammad Sani Umar, the approval is for 2022 to 2024. And while we was thanking the governor for the approval on behalf of his colleagues, the chairman of the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, Alhaji Aminu Ahmed, who is also the chairman of Kebbi local government area, said the allowance was long overdue. How did we find this on internet? XXS written as Olusegun. It says the politicians have no idea whatsoever about developmental programs that will better excuse me, that will better their society and people. They just like sharing the money. And also in reaction, Shuaibu says, these are the factors that are pampering, motivating and encouraging coup to take place. Hope these clueless politicians will come to their senses and order. Olu of Ibadan says that state that is amassed with poverty, yet their leaders are illogical. And also reacting to that is Jose J. Max, who says, when I go mention this kind of money, 675 million. Well, time and chance happen to all of us, so we'll get there. So this picture should remind you of something, but if it doesn't, never mind, I brought back the video. But to say that a chief magistrate court in Abuja has ruled that the presiding pastor of the House on the Rock Church in Abuja, Uche Aigbe, has a criminal case to answer in the unlawful possession of prohibited firearms found in his possession. The police had charged him and 2 others with criminal conspiracy, illegal possession of prohibited firearms, inciting disturbance, and criminal intimidation. And that is for illegally carrying an AK-47 rifle on February 12 this year during his Sunday service sermon. They pleaded not guilty to all of those, as they maintain that it was for illustration purposes only. But the court is saying that the act was criminal, and so he would answer for it. In case you missed it, as I mentioned earlier, I brought back the video so you could meet up.
Because we like works. We're used to traditional medicine. Because you can't go to Babalawo anymore, you go to consult a pastor. So pastors have become Babalawos wearing suits. Or can I tell you the truth? So they tell you have to do certain things in order to grab you and to grip you. And unfortunately, not all pastors, but there are some pastors who are operating under the spirit of divination. They know how to read palms. They're not different from palm readers or diviners. So they can look at you, tell you about your past, the things that happened in your family tree some years ago, and you think that this is a prophet. How many people in Jesus' lifetime did Jesus tell things about their past? God is not a magician. God is not a diviner. Yes, he knows everything from the past to the future, but he does not use your past to manipulate you. That is why we need to carry our guns and defend our faith.
Okay, so that was the instance, and that is what he's being charged for. But he is saying that he got the gun from one of the policemen in Wuye Division in Abuja here, who was on duty that Sunday. He doesn't own the gun, but they are saying that for using the gun, not licensed, for his personal use, it means that he has gone against the law. But Victor is saying that police arrested and charged Pastor Aigbe with illegal possession of arms. Meanwhile, no one has arrested Asari and his militia for publicly carrying RGP, AK-47, etc. A few weeks ago, he threatened the selected governor of Rivers State, Mr. Fubara. Emi Eli says this country, the Boko Haram suspect that were held in Kuje prison for years weren't charged this fast. Equal application of the law seems to be alien to this country. Final reaction is coming from Maris, who says, while Asari is working a free man, good job, Nigeria. And that's how we call it a day on Kakaaki Social today. And of course, for the week, it's happy hour, time to go spend part of your money, but don't spend everything. So if you want to reach out to us, our phone number, WhatsApp only, is 0811-5436-670. Again, 0811-5436-670. Odabo, good morning, Nkoli.
Yeah, Niger. How are you doing today? Well. Whichever. Anyway, so thank you for always taking us through the social media space and how Nigerians are reacting, interesting stories there. Well, let me